Why, hello there. Welcome back to Corpse Party Blood Drive. We are going into Chapter 10, Reparations, which is the final chapter, I think. These aren't the reparations you're used to talking about. And it is in Japanese, so I will go ahead and narrate in English. So, Eiko and I had progressed through Heavenly Hosts, guided by the whims of the book, the school changing and shifting around us bit by bit. We were now faced with a peculiarly marked door. Do I want to go to said door? It's peculiarly marked. With A for baby and me. It's way too quiet right now. Maybe I should take this opportunity to ask a few questions. Aiko, Miss Kwan's your sister, right? That's right. We Heavenly Host survivors really don't know her very well. Like, we have no memory of her. Even though she's your teacher? Yeah, so could you tell me a little bit about Miss Kwan? What kind of person she is, for example? She's pretty much perfect. Calling her a genius wouldn't even begin to describe her. She's basically a living personification of the ultimate human ideal. Ideal, huh? See, it all started when her book became a worldwide bestseller and she was only 11 years old. But her success weren't just in literature. She also excels at science, math, theater, business, economics, not to mention research, publication, and management. The widespread success of PL Promotions Company Incorporated is all her doing, and that only happened after she took over as CEO. My family, the Niwas, got rich beyond their wildest dreams through the royalties from our book sales, but it's also thanks to that money that we've grown apart. My parents ensued raising us in favor by using my sister's money to travel the world, and an excursion from which they still have yet to return. Oh, so they are alive. Oh, I had no idea. You still love your sister though, right? She certainly seems to love me, but I despise her. For as long as I can remember, everything I've ever done in my life has been on the rails, generously donated by her. She's never given me a chance to choose my own destiny. Well, last time you did, you got your head bit off. Once, when she and I were out at a shopping mall, looking to buy new underwear, there was an incident while I was trying on a new bra. I like this one. I think I'll take it. Just stuck her head in the dressing room through the curtain. Oh my. And then, as if that weren't bad enough, she came right on in. Oh, no. Come on, if you don't coordinate your whole ensemble, you'll be ruined. And don't try and tell me you're too young to concern yourself with such things. Age will pass you by and hold you down if you're not careful. You've heard the saying, right? And unpreparedness is the greatest enemy? Well, this is your moment to show unpreparedness who's boss. Try this one. He left the dressing room for only a moment, but now handed me a luxurious, elegant, lacy bra from the gap between the curtains. This isn't... I complained, but I knew I'd eventually have to try it on anyway, so I just broke down and did it. See, it totally suits you, and it's my treat, so I hope you enjoy it. Oh, you're just so cute. You'll do anything I say, won't you? Well, you are a good girl, so you understand my suggestions are for the best, right? Ugh. Right? Juan's smile was so pure and sweet, it was almost scary. She has all the privilege and all the pleasures of life, plus her parents love to boot. Everything goes to her and nothing comes to me. She had me in a pretty dark place for a while, in fact, but right when things were looking their darkest, I came to discover the existence of spirit items, and I was instantly hooked. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, I'd become a certifiable occult nut. You can't even imagine how excited I was when I learned that I had spiritual power my sister didn't. This is my world. It's a source of strength that I came upon fair and square. My spirit item auction sales hit some pretty extravagant numbers too, which certainly helped. But then she did it again. She managed to get a foothold into this field too, and instantly became a bigger name than I was, and that really pisses me off. I had no idea. She certainly does seem larger than life. Well, you know, in all honesty, I don't really know her all that well myself. Huh? Righteousness taken to extremes can often be a form of evil all on its own, and when evil gets pure enough, it can be a person's salvation. You see this in every last corner of the world. The answer to everything under the sun isn't always the right answer, you know what I mean? Oh, this is a very interesting turn of events. Alright, what do we got here? Something in one of the mailboxes. Hey, a talisman! Mailboxes are all empty. Okay. It's become so corrupt that it's impossible to proceed any farther up. Okay, so I guess we'll go... Oh, let's save it, actually. Because that would be dumb if we didn't. Okay. So. That's a tripwire if I've ever seen one. Alright, that's much better. I've been realizing that the tint... Okay, so we can't go past that. Okay. Yeah, the color on my recordings have been like really dark in this game, and I looked over and I realized it now. So hopefully this is better. Alright, we're gonna go in. Let's go in this time. I think that's the only way we could really go. Loose board? Hey, this thing's gone. Alright, we're gonna go back this way? No. Alright, what else we got in here? Hey, what's up? Oh no, I just wanted to see the noose, man. I don't want to see you. Sounds of angry spirits emanating from within the room. It would be best not to go in there right now. Okay. So we go back this way? I mean... It's so corrupt, okay. Mailbox empty. I don't know where to go. Oh. That was weird. Is that an ear? That looks like an ear. These tremors certainly are getting intense, aren't they? School is probably starting to break down. Do you think it's a seventh pillar? It has awakened. Who's there? That's my book. It's the book. The Book of Shadows is talking. Their Nirvana has awakened. Their Nirvana? You mean the core? The souls of the witches? It can sense our approach. The pillar 2 reacts to the Nirvana. Oh no, who's that? Oh, that was that dude that died for me. That is an ear, because that's an eyeball. The sound of monstrous explosion rang out, accompanied by a violent quake in the rock, the very foundation of the school. This earthquake had triggered an unfortunate side effect. The hole connecting the underground passages had been completely sealed off. This meant that Mochita and the others would have no choice but to find another way out. Where are we? Which part of Heavenly Host is this? That's a very good question. Maybe it would be best if we stopped trying to put everything in context of the old Heavenly Host. Either way, the only choice we've got is to climb these stairs, so let's get moving. Let's climb the stairs, baby. Hey, here's a little halfie right here. Mark 2 was 2 researcher Yuki Fukusawa. Unknown various parts of upper body have been eaten. We'd managed to escape through the hole before it collapsed, and went our way through the numerous passages, finally arriving at the base of the enormous bell tower. As soon as we got there, however, there was another huge explosion. The whole school rocked beneath our feet. I was certain the class rep and Aiko must have felt these blasts as well, and could only hope beyond that they were both alright. Monstrous explosions continued to echo through the bell tower repeatedly, and then violent tremors shook us again and again, seemingly without end. The hell? The seventh pillar, it's alright. It's a light. The Sephiroth of knowledge was indeed lit up, spewing its disquieting green flames every which way. Aye, Shinozaki. Let's go, I'll carry you, Nami. Let's go. Okay. Oh. That's a weird skin. Come on, man, you want to be the hero, but you're gonna be all tired? I wonder what they got to say about this dude. Alright, they said the same thing as the other one. About time he showed up. The Sephiroth of knowledge wasn't the only thing found at the top of the tower. There waiting for us with the landing was Marguerite Mitsuki holding Sasuke Misura's neck. Or by the neck, sorry. You. She let go of Satsuki and tumbled to the ground like a rag doll. She's alive, but only just. That's why I brought her along. Aiko and Ayumi have gone ahead to the core of the Nirvana. What? This world doesn't exactly follow the rules of human logic and intellect, see? The Sephiroth of knowledge is reactive at Nirvana's awakening. The school's only got another few minutes at best. If you don't want to get crushed, you should probably use your ever after stones to get the fuck out of here. What about you? Sachi broke mine. Marguerite flashed a bitter smile and showed off the roll that was once a pair of ever after stones. She seemed almost proud of what she had been through. Miss Quan then produced her custom-made PL promotion stones, which also seen better days. They were full of cracks with a strange blue gas seeping out here and there. Same here, I'm afraid. Rather than gaining spiritual energy, mine are losing it as we speak. You serious? It's Quan. I guess we're all destined to die here then, huh? This sucks ass. I wonder if Waldo's worried about me. Marguerite scratched her head and looked, for all the world, like she'd resigned herself to her fate. It was a sight entirely unlike her. There wasn't anything we could do at this point but stand there and helplessly watch the pillar pulsate, knowing that it could blow at any moment. And it was then, when we'd all resigned ourselves to our fates that Marguerite had, that Miss Quan suddenly looked down at her wristwatch and spoke. Satoshi? Yeah? Was I a good teacher in your world? Excuse me? Ayushima said her name once, I think. Miss Yui, was it? Yeah? Why, how'd you know about our world? Misuto mentioned this before, didn't he? About how you can tell a lot of them from the color of a person's aura. And I could tell right away that you were from another time, a different past. Well, Miss Yui was funny and kind of ditzy and best teacher we ever had, really, but in a lot of ways you're exactly the same as her. Miss Quan, you're kind and fun, and you want to do me. I love you too, Miss Quan. I was still straddling Satoshi's back and I could barely form a coherent sentence, but I somehow knew if I were to ever say it, now would be the time. Yeah, thank you. Miss Quan smiled brightly. I have a lot of regrets, but what you said now makes it all seem insignificant. Those words are my saving grace. Even after a self-proclaimed genius like you can get all sentimental from time to time, eh? I can make fast calculations and I know a whole storehouse of information, but that just means I have an abnormal brain, nothing more. There's certainly nothing genius about it. Are you so fascinated, for example, by someone who's able to see precisely how much time she has left in this existence? Miss Quan turned to her wristwatch so everyone could see it. The counter displayed the number 300, and it was counting down second by second. That watch. It's my life clock. I didn't want to waste a single second I had, you see? Life clock, a device capable of reading and displaying one's own lifespan. Ordinarily, I wouldn't put any stock in the accuracy of such a ridiculous-sounding contraption, but this was Miss Kwan we were talking about. Thinking back to everything she'd accomplished in a short time, we knew her. And all the technology she devised through PL, I couldn't help but believe every word she said. No matter how preposterous those words may have been, or how much I wished them to be fabrications. So you shared your abilities with the world simply because people demanded it, and in doing so you shaved years off your life. I heard your body had aged. Hey, what? I heard your body had aged up to about 90 and you were close to the end. Yes, I heard right. Miss Kwan smiled and slowly walked over to the pillar. I'm gonna destroy this pillar. Everyone stand back. She had the other baby tooth from Sachi in her hand. With this child's spirit energy, I can do it. According to my calculations, it should work. Miss Kwan. Always remember your lives will go on with or without me, no matter the hardships. Don't ever give up. Miss Kwan? Stay safe, everyone. I screamed and cried. I lashed out. This wasn't right. This shouldn't have to be the end for her. Nakashima, the hot springs of Satoshi's house can heal the body and mind alike. You should take a dip with Yuka again sometime. Kishinuma, make sure you take your quiz. I spoke with Yamakaze about it. Or Mr. Yamakaze. I will. Come now, you two. Boys shouldn't cry. You need to worry neither about this pillar nor I have much time left. Still on Satoshi's back as he descended the stairs, I screamed. There had to be another way. There had to be. Maru was the only one left who hadn't said anything yet. I won't forget you. There aren't many geniuses like you in this world, and the Martiba's will withdraw from the spiritual medicine. You have my word. I trust you'll keep it. Also, I'll look after Aiko. And with that, Marguerite followed us down the stairs away from the pillar. And once Miss Kwan had confirmed we were all out of the ring, she pressed her hand and Sachi's tooth upon the monolith. She suddenly began to breathe heavier, as if she were running out of air. Her years were physically catching up to her all at once. She began to feel as old as her body appeared. She looked down at her watch. There were only 20 seconds left. I really don't want to die. I don't want to die. With nothing left to hold him back, the tears began to stream down Miss Kwan's face. The counter was down to 10, and Miss Kwan's arm began to fuse with the pillar as if she were being pulled in. I guess the fact that I don't want to die means I've lived a truly happy life. Oh man, the upper portion of the bell tower lit up with a blinding flash and exploded with tremendous force. The entire school shook harder than ever, each of us blown clean off the stairs and knocked unconscious in the process. A piece of heavenly host blew out, leaving an enormous crater in its wake. A dimension of empty expanse, bright and white, a world without a single sound. There I stood dumbfounded. I couldn't speak. Where am I, is what I wanted to say. Satoshi! It's like a miracle that I'm able to see you here. I was staring at my watch, thinking about how I was afraid of dying. I lived my life knowing that when my lifespan ended, that would be it. I accepted my fate and resolved to do what needed to be done with the limited time I had. But then I met you and I fell in love for the very first time, and when I thought about how much I wanted to live, the counter stopped. Love truly is many-splendored. Even though you came from a different world and probably don't even remember the day we met, we're still connected. I wonder if you'll find yet another teacher in my place once you return to the real world. I'll be kind of jealous, but do say hi for me and to the me who isn't me, won't you? Bye-bye now. My face was coated in tears of snot. I stood up, arm outstretched, and there was nothing I could do. She was gone. Where am I? Ugh. Are you okay, Ayumi? Yeah, but that earthquake was incredible. Come on, we gotta hurry. Alright. Oh, Jesus. I was too busy looking at that. Okay, can I check this out? I captivated by going up here and out into the hallway. Hey. Martubus 2. Heart stopped from lightning strike. Okay. There's a gentleman right here. Hey, how you doing? Huh. Those without power are destined to perish. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going around random places. Something written though is very faint. Thank you for killing me. I'm gonna die now. Goodbye. Oh, thinking quickly, I slapped the spirit with my talisman. Okay. She seemed to have left something behind on the ground as she disappeared. Tiny key obtained. I can dig it. Elf seems to have collected documents written in further rooms, or Futhark runes. Unfortunately, it's all completely illegible. Alright. Okay, hey, well, I'm here for it. Give me some more. Alright, document 1. We got them all. I don't know what they said. I probably should have looked at them. Those are teethies. Oh, I ran right into that. That was so dumb. Oh my god, I ran right into that. That was so dumb. Alright, so that's kind of weird. Glass ball. Okay, we need to check everything. The hex is scrawled on each of the wards in the display case and are glowing, and laughter of vengeful spirits fill the air. Use tiny key. Oh, okay, cool. Use that. Use glass ball. Suddenly, the door across the way seemed to have a different air about it, an entirely more menacing presence. Okay. Alright, I have a board. Let's try the board one more time. I don't know, I feel like... I'll actually do this. Miss Kwan, no. We already went through there, didn't we? I don't know where to go. Okay, go this way. Ah, stupid. Yeah, I don't think. Did we go this way? Oh, you son of a biscuit. Oh my god. We almost hit that too. Okay, this right here. Okay, loose board. There we go. That's a nose. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, I don't want to talk to you anyways. There's various articles on here on the witch hunts that occurred during the Middle Ages. A palpable malice emanates from the documents. Whoa. This is neat. Oh, hell no. Playing Pac-Man, bro. Alright, let's at least save use. We don't have to do that again. There's a lot of children here. Let's check you guys out first. Died swiftly but at unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. Same thing. Damn. There was a single white door in the back of the crystal-filled room along with an enormous red standing cross. The walls were lined with crucifixion of corpses that looked to be Martuba's investigative team sent in before us. It is ahead. The Book of Shadows spoke once again. We made it. Aiko, please turn back. You're certainly persistent. Please, I mean it. If you don't, there's no good chance you're gonna get in my way. Aiko was at a loss for words. I'm sorry. I draped my head and apologized for the sudden outburst. I had intended to be looking out for Aiko, manufacturing an excuse to keep her out of harm's way, but it came out harshly. It worked, however. Aiko hung back and I stepped through the door on my own. Inside was another realm entirely, one in which heaven and earth sat alike in ruins. The sky was twisted coil of black and red, and the ground, or what was left of it, a little more than black mass. The floorboards from the school stretched out before me, converging in a shining staircase leading up into the unknown, and high above all else loomed a conspicuous object shining brightest of all. Is that the Nirvana? On another massive floorboards below me were Kishinuma, Mochida, Nakashima, and Marguerite. Yuka and Satsuki were there too, though they were both clearly unconscious. You guys? Are you alright, Shinozaki? What is that? I cracked a slight smile at Mochida's panicked reaction. Just stay alive, you guys. I'm gonna settle things. Shinozaki, you're not seriously planning on... It's only the bearer of the book can go ahead, huh? Don't you go dying on me now. Wait, I missed whatever was down there. My mind was made up. I was gonna do this no matter what. I took my first step up the staircase. Hey, Shinozaki, wait. Class rep. Nakashima addressed me with much effort, but she still seemed to be in a tremendous pain. It was admittedly some comfort to receive that much support from my friends. Stairs faded behind me quite literally, each one vanishing as soon as I stepped off it, actively rejecting the notion that anyone in the bearer could be here. I continued my climb until I hit the top, which left me right at the door of the shining object in the sky. From here on up it is. The last step disappeared, leaving me floating in midair. I clasped my arms around the Book of Shadows. Compose yourself, regain your balance. Okay. I took the book under my arm and started leveling myself out a bit. Almost immediately my vision began to blur. It looked like the world around me was melting. It took me a moment to realize that I was actually in motion blur due to the extreme rate of speed at which I was flying. The shining object was getting closer and closer. I'm really scared, but I'm not going to lose this. I've done a lot of hesitating, a lot of running away, and a lot of regretting up until now. And I've always just crawled into my shell when everything's got too intense, convincing myself I was unimportant in the overall scheme of things. But now I realize I'm walking a different road entirely, and I've made up my mind. Watch me, sis. My eyes are open now and I'm never closing them again. Except for now when I just got hurt. Ow, what the hell? The following events all happened in rapid succession. The runic letters on my thigh from the blowback at Yoshi Shinozaki's estate began glowing red and spurting out blood. As I was observing and confirming this, 4 small blue lights were drawn to me like moths on the flame. Once they got within arm's length, they stopped moving and just hovered. What are they? I had a feeling I already knew the answer, and these 4 lights were giving off a gentle, caring, friendly glow. They were the purest and strongest lights I'd encountered here. I felt more reassured than ever just by looking at them. What are you? In my mind, I could understand them without the need for words. Their aura was inviting as could be. It's you guys, isn't it? I began to cry. This was no time to lament or mourn, though. The runic letters in my arms began glowing and spurting blood, just as the ones on my thighs moments before. Ow, what the? Fight it, it's their Nirvana. The Book of Shadows spoke again. Fight it? If you die here, you lose your right to bear me. Unbind me and master the dark magic. When Nirvana addresses you in further, you may answer it by pressing a QuickTime button in the further mode. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so A, B, C, okay. I don't know what any of that means, doo-da, doo-da. Geez, this is gonna be bad. I have no idea what's going on. Does that mean I'm losing whenever it goes to her? Oh my god, I am losing. Oh hell. I'm dead. I have no idea what's going on. How do I even know? Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, they killed Ayumi! You bastards! That was crazy. What the hell was that? Alright, there's no way. Okay, well, we're just gonna... Huh? I suddenly realized that my vision had gone completely dark. Shinozaki. I turned down the sound of Suzimoto's voice, and there she was, my Suzimoto with a warm blue glow. Ayumi, we've been watching over you this whole time. Shinohara, Mashigi, and Miss Yui were there too. Did we beat it? You guys, what's going on? Is this a dream? You've done great, Ayumi. I brought tears to my eyes to see you pick yourself back up over and over again, never throwing in the towel. But isn't it about time now? Are you all alive? Shinohara shook her head. See? The marks on my neck from the noose that had killed her were still present and accounted for. We may not be alive, but we're all here, so we thought we'd pop in for a visit. This is black magic that allows someone to spend eternity with the deeply departed here, the land of corpses. Even Yoshi couldn't successfully cast that. You know, I might even be able to hold class here. Never thought I'd actually be able to cast such a high-level spell. Well, as long as I'm here. Oh, jeez. And then, you know, Kishinuma did? Isn't that just the funniest thing you've heard? In a dark room surrounded by skeletal corpses, I stood and spoke with my friends. I was happy and content and lost myself to the sensation of camaraderie and that I'd so missed. The morning never came. It was perpetual night here, but I barely even noticed. I was ready for this eternal existence with my dear departed friends. Oh my god, that's a wrong ending too? Jesus. that was a twisted ending. That was a good one though. I liked it. Oh, hopefully this is the one because I cheated. I woke to a wide expanse stretched out before me and I realized I was still in midair. It almost seemed like I was above the clouds looking down on the world below. What is that? Finally, the light from the Book of Shadows faded, his power spent. I immediately lost balance and fell through the sea of clouds, landing with a thump. What the? Before me, I saw a young blonde girl sitting in the nude. The entire area was so blindly bright, thorough that I couldn't make out who she was. The clouds clung to the ground even here, giving my surroundings their unearthly glow, pure white as if it were the aftermath of a blizzard. I could make out new details the longer I focused, and now I noticed the girl before me had almost translucent blue eyes with no eyebrows. She was gazing fixedly at me. I can only think of one being as someone who existed beyond all human knowledge. Are you the will of Nirvana? I addressed her with a fearful break in my voice. Are you a god? Ghostbusters. Anybody? But she continued staring at me in total silence. Return to this book. I raised the Book of Shadows, but the girl's expression did not change. As descendant of the ones who summoned you initially, I'd like to apologize. You were just sleeping, weren't you? Upper most intelligent protest? The girl spoke, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. I wonder what language that is. Socium quiper at the flamma infernalis. Una omnia viscera jus configuratura. She's naked. The girl stood and began approaching me. I tried to take a step back, but I tripped and fell. This is when I first noticed my surroundings. The cloud had receded a bit, revealing no snow broth, but a thick forest of half-dead trees. The girl approached me slowly, one step at a time, in an almost rhythmical manner. Her mouth opened wide. Oh, Jesus! Okay. Well, that's one way to take care of it. A large branch popped out from the back of her throat, and suddenly she was crucified directly in front of me. Blood splattered everywhere. I was completely drenched. I screamed and I tried to move back, but my legs had given out. Meanwhile, the Book of Shadows lay on the ground. It was the farthest thing from my mind at that moment. Then from behind this skewered girl, I caught sight of another girl who looked just like her flaming body hanging from a tree. It swung very slightly in place, creaking and groaning with each revolution. I could hear accusatory yells in the same foreign language coming from the historical men and women in the forest. What is going on? Whoa! I shifted my focus from the burning hanging girl in the tree back to the girl in front of me, and she too was now completely burned. She continued walking toward me little by little, step by painful, deliberately step. And when she finally reached me, she put her hands around my neck and began to choke me. Thinking quickly, however, I grabbed the girl's arm, pulled her in, and gave her the biggest hug I could muster. I may not understand your words, but your message comes across loud and clear. That scream of agony speaks of a life that was violently cut short. I don't know what exactly happened to you, but I know someone else whose story is probably similar to yours. The burned girl stopped moving entirely. I guess I'd gotten her attention. She was always so sad, and even after her life was taken, she still loved her mother dearly. But nobody ever forgave her. She suffered and suffered, and through all she wanted was for someone to help her. She wound up losing herself, eventually drowning under the weight of her own curse. Her eyes began to overflow with tears. I loosened my grip slightly, and the burned girl began to stroke my cheek delicately, yet strangely. You're right to feel the hatred and rage you do, but this never-ending chain of sorrow needs to be broken by someone. It may not be an enviable job, but that duty falls upon you. She continued to stroke my cheek, but then also raised her other hand to my eye, stuck out her finger and jammed it right into my eye socket. Oh, Jesus. Pain shot through me in one incredible wave. From somewhere deep within my head, I could hear the sound of the foreign body digging around the muscle tissue. Her finger had directly cut my orthomiddle nerve. Between my intense agony and deeply disturbing sound, I felt like I was on the verge of insanity. This must be the same pain the girl is feeling. If I can't understand what she's going through, I'll never understand her. I won't run away. That decided, I allowed my body to give in to the convulsions that had begun racking it. I was trying to consciously focus on the pain instead of focusing on the girl. I felt as if I were mere moments from choking on my own tongue when the girl's finger finally dug in my right eye out of its socket completely. Words cannot describe the extreme pain. I cramped up completely and began shivering. The girl then put sticky blood eyeball on her palm, displaying it triumphantly in view of the other eye for a moment before squeezing it with every ounce of strength that she had. This is weird. It still had some elasticity to it, so it expanded in her hand until the length and roughly doubled, but it could only take so much, eventually exploding in a milky white and red goo. Yet, I still refused to show any signs of intimidation. I did not react. I waited until the girl's eyes met mine when she flashed her soft smile. She looked genuinely puzzled. And then she threw herself at me, and our lips met. What the hell's going on? Solitarius. I hugged her once more in spite of my trembling arms. These shockwaves shook the air, transforming into light and shattered around me. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me in the remnants of Heavenly Host. I held my gore right eye socket in my hand with the Book of Shadows in my left. Somehow or another, I was able to return to the core. I did it, sis. I sighed again. I looked around me. The only distinctly visible thing nearby was a large pool of blood, and standing right in the middle of it was a girl wearing the same school uniform as Yuka's. She turned around and looked at me, sobbing uncontrollably. Her eyes were pitch black, and her entire countenance seemed somehow off. Aren't you? Yeah, from Kisaragi Academy, right? Hey, where's everyone else? Oh, Jesus. Katsuki licked her lips with the speed of a lizard. It was the sort of movement that no ordinary human could possibly accomplish, though it happened so quickly that I was kind of doubting what I had just seen. Wasn't everybody here earlier? Oh, Jesus. Come on, say something. Where'd this pool of blood come from? It was only after I'd asked that I heard a voice from behind me. Ayumi Shinozaki. You looked like someone had bitten off most of Margaret's body from the waist down. Her flesh was tattered, her organs exposed, and blood was absolutely everywhere. Fucked up. That means my synapses are shot. Get the hell out of here. But she has her whole body right there. What are you talking about? What? I had no idea what she was talking about. Then, in a flash... Oh, Jesus. Itsuki's head split apart like a blooming flower, and the creature lunged directly at me. Just like that, my head was bitten clean off my body, and the rest of me just plopped to the ground. Chewing and crunching sounds echoed through the empty, otherwise silent space as Itsuki enjoyed herself freshly caught meal. What? That was the wrong end too? What? Solitarius. I hugged her once more in spite of my trembling arms. Alright, this time we made it through. That's what I'm talking about. A huge shockwave shook the air, transforming into light and shattering around me. No, please no. Shinozaki! I hear Kishinuma and the others yelling out in shock, having witnessed everything from the bottom of the stairs. Aiko was there too. When the light settled and was standing on top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me in the remnants of Heavenly Host, I held my gored out right eye socket with my right hand and the Book of Shadows in my left. I slowly, solemnly descended into the stairs of light. Shinozaki, you're okay. Class rep. Shinozaki, your eye. I could never love you now. You're injured. I'm alright. It's a small price to pay for helping that girl move on. The book of shadows in my hand with a white sheen to it now. I gave a weak smile and slowly formulated in my mind the exact words I wanted to say. Sorry, everyone. I know I put you through a lot of horrible mess, and no matter how many times I apologize, I know it'll never be enough. What I did is unforgivable. But I won't let you guys get hurt anymore. I'll protect you from here on this Nirvana. What are you saying? Did something happen, Shinozaki? This doesn't seem like you. Don't worry, I'm okay. I just resolved to protect the people I hold dear, for real this time. Hey, Shinozaki. Ayumi seemed especially perturbed by this resolution. He must have thought I was on the verge of sacrificing myself for the greater good or something, and rightly so. But the section of floor where I stood was up too high for Kishinuma or any others to reach me. They couldn't stop me, not anymore. I'm a descendant of the Shinozaki too, so just like Sachiko, I'm gonna swallow this Nirvana and seal it away. Like Sachiko? You can't possibly. No! I've been too embarrassed to look at my friends in the eye while I was informing them of this, but I knew I had to now. It was my last chance. I looked up at them, cheeks a little red. I guess this is goodbye. I giggled as playfully as I could. Enough with this bullshit, Shinozaki. You've been through enough already. Don't do this. Kishinuma was downright hysterical. But I still kept that same bright smile on my face. I wouldn't let go of it no matter what. It's not all bad, you know. I saw in Yoshi's memories. Before Heavenly Host was made, when Sachiko sealed away the Nirvana, the person in it was created for, whose existence had been erased, was able to get back. His existence? You mean... I might be able to do the same for Shinohara and Suzumoto and Moshige and Misui. I might be able to at least put up everyone's memories back to where they belong. I'm happy I'll have to say goodbye, but at least I'll still remain in everyone's thoughts. I'll still exist, and that's a pretty good deal in the end. It's just much too sad of fate to be erased by the Nirvana, Shinohara, Suzumoto, Mishogi, and Misui. Is this really what you want? You need to stop thinking about other people and start thinking about yourself for a change. My facade finally cracked. A single tear rolled down my cheek, then another, and another. And with impeccable timing, the Book of Shadows spoke, striking me with while I was down. Unfortunately, there's no saving you. Controlling such dark magic requires equal compensation. Your spirit energy is no match for Sachiko, so your very existence itself will be taken as payment. The hell? Those who come into direct contact with the Nirvana must accept the consequences of their actions. Those who alter the fabric of existence doubly so. All memories of you will be forfeit. You will be remembered by none. Everything connected to your identity will be exorcised from reality. Choose wisely. Shinozaki, hey, this is no joke. You won't exist anymore. Choosing that for yourself willingly is just asinine. Kishinuma. For a split second, I let my true feelings show, but then immediately forced a smile again. But if everyone lives, can go back to normal. Everybody's lives can go back to normal. So fucking what? Don't you get it at all? You need to stop this, Shinozaki. Is there any other way? Yeah, cluster up. I don't want to lose you or anyone else. I'm through with people vanishing from my life, so please, just stop. Don't do this. Black magic does come for the prize, but even I don't want a future without you. I absolutely cannot agree with this course of action. Thank you all for the kind words, but this is something somebody has to do, and that somebody's gonna be me. You could always keep the Nirvana intact and remain as a jailer instead. Are you certain the path you've chosen is the one you wish to walk? I won't leave this problem for the next generation to deal with. That just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't. I shall accompany you then. But can a normal human like yourself truly consume this expanded Nirvana? I just have to swallow it, right? I can handle that. Let's get that out the way. I shaved a piece of flesh from the wall of Heavenly Host, fully prepared to illustrate this point. Oh, you nasty, nasty girl. Without thinking too hard about it, what I was doing, and ignored every impulse in my body, I shoved the fetid meat in my mouth, chewed and gulped it down. Yeah, My face warped in horror as I felt the morsel slide its way down my throat. I may as well have swallowed fire. This somehow triggered my back to pop open slightly and began spurting blood. Oh, you dummy. The bits of flesh I was unable to stomach were then quickly and rather ungracefully regurgitated to the floor. Everyone get out, hurry, there's a hole leading back to the real world at the school's entranceway. I then picked up the flesh I spit out and tried to cram it back in my mouth. I was determined to keep it down. It would have been a lot easier if I hadn't been glaring at me from my hands, however. Wait, stop, just stop. I turned to face Kishinuma, who was practically begging me not to go through with this, and it's not like I wanted to, I just had to. Stop this, please, we don't want you to disappear from our lives, not without a fight. I smiled. The sentiment was truly heartwarming. You always did look out for me. Don't think I'll forget. Even if you forget I exist, I'll never forget you, Kishinuma. Kishinuma's eyes swelled up with tears. When you patted me on the head, it made me really happy. I smiled again, even while tears were streaming down my face. This time, after swallowing the wall meat, blood began spurting from my head. Yet finally, my actions seemed to be having an effect as the wall in front of me began to fizzle away into a blood-red mist, ultimately vanishing before my eyes. Stop doing that, god damn it all! Kishinuma collapsed to his knees. Another shockwave rocked the whole dimension. It was so enormous that the ceiling fell and the nearby wall began to crack. Whatever rickety parts of the school were being left was crumbling around us. You're really something, Ayumi Shinozaki. Let's get out of here while we can. Come on, get up. Do you want her death to be in vain? If not, we can stop her either way, not from here. Let her do what she feels has to be done. She's the successor of the Sachiko bloodline. It's her right. I'll never forget you, Shinozaki, no matter what. Huh, big brother? And Satsuki, you're okay. Yeah, though Satsuki's still out cold. Get your asses moving. Do you want to be eaten alive alongside the Nirvana? I'll leave you behind if I have to. Yoshiki, let's go. Before we left the area, Kishinuma looked back one last time, but I was out of sight by that point. We carefully but swiftly made our way through the rubble of the former bell tower. Along the way, Yoshiki paused for a moment to look up at the stairs and caught a glimpse of Misuto's clothes. Those are... So he died too, huh? It was only a moment's distraction, however. Yoshiki, like the rest of us, very quickly continued on his way. Big brother, I'm scared. It's just a little further. We can make it. But we have to hurry. Yoshiki got up to follow, but instead just stood there. He wouldn't take a single step. Kishin, what's wrong? No, he's still on my back. Watch Yoshiki's motionless form. He knew something wasn't quite right. Is she just gonna be erased from all of our minds? Huh? What's gonna happen when she eats the entire Nirvana? Will the world actually be able to go back to normal? He seemed to be caught in a loop of doubt. He was trying to work through something in his head, but it didn't seem ready to move on until he succeeded. Yoshiki, what are you doing if we don't hurry? Right now, she's in there. She's inside the Nirvana. Yoshiki, wait! He turned back toward the ruins of Heavenly Host and ran off. You guys get the hell out of here. Oh, and just like that, he was gone, fallen rubble blocking off the rest of the passageway he darted into. God, no. As in mind, there was no pursuing him. He'd made his choice, and there was nothing we could do to change his mind now. We have no choice. We have to go, now. School began to shake even more violently. Not only was it shaking, but creaking and groaning as well. The school was definitely not going to stay intact for much longer at all. The red and black sky began to get sucked into Heavenly Host and the smoke into the exhaust vent, with the beautiful clear night scenery and the real world peeking out from behind it. And slowly the blue sky of the day crept into view, ousting both the moon and the horrors of the Nirvana alike. 6 pillars disappeared from the earth, leaving only giant craters in their wake. The rising sun shone upon the death-ridden world, serving as a beacon of light and a hope for the people who suffered beneath what could have been, and for a time was, an endless night. In a place that exists outside of this world, a curse built upon the darkness and sorrow swept through the river overflowing its banks into the valley below. But the flood was dammed through the blood sacrifice of a truly benevolent girl whose very existence was lost in the process. Fate to die cannot be overturned. But the former existence of your sadly departed friends has been restored to this reality, their memories, their achievements. From that, however, a new sorrow floods the world and a new healing process begins anew. The baton of guardian has been passed down from one generation to the next, and somewhere in this world I'm certain she must still bear it, protecting us from the deep undercover of night. Dang, she disappeared, bro. She's been erased from our memories. However, so wherever she is, there can never truly be any communication between us again. But in the future, where countless worlds and fates have merged, with a sigh of relief, Nakashima stood up and left her room. Next to the photo of the classmates, another photo stood on her desk, taken at Mochida's house. I'm certain we'll see her again. Hold the pride of the protector of power in your heart. Ooh, that was pretty damn good, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Guess we'll do we'll have to do the extra ones. Alright, let me know what you thought about it. If you did, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. If you do, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next. Peace.
繰り返さ
And here I sat in my own house in Hino's room, in the corner in a wheelchair, expressionless and empty, with the Book of Shadows on my lap. There was no fire in my eyes, no life. I just sat and stared at a single point in front of me. Book of Shadows can make everybody happy. The reflection staring back at me from the mirror wasn't me. It was Sachi, the girl in black. Sachi's eyes were covered in her bangs. Her expression was impossible to read. She was unmoving, unreadable, untendable, just a reflection of me. Will protect everyone best as I, even if it's by myself. The Book of Shadows in my hand darted its eyes around frantically, its tongue dangling limply outside of the frame of his tome itself. The house sat in silence for a moment. And then the doorbell rang again. The reflection of the mirror was no longer Sachi, it was just Ayumi, just me. The Book of Shadows reverted too, showing itself once more as a plain, ordinary, entirely standard leather-bound book. The blue-white stones were tossed up into the air where they danced a bit before tumbling back down. I could easily catch them with one hand. I looked up at the White House from the front of me and smiled a toothy grin, and I held on to these stones tightly, for they were my precious ever-after stones. Interesting. I was not expecting that. Alright, yeah, we finally cleared it. Let's go, baby. See, now we can finally check out the extra chapters. Let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's 7 extra chapters, and we'll definitely check those out. Alright, again, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like and you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next, baby. Peace.